Well, hey kids, hey parents, I hope that your Sunday is off to... Well, hey kids, hey parents, I hope that your Sunday is off to a good start. Now today we're going to last week we looked at the New Testament and kind of gave us a summary of what we've been talking about God's mercy. Well, this week we're back into the Old Testament and we're looking at how once the kingdom of Israel split apart into two, the king that led the northern part, the biggest chunk of the people, he went off from what God said and he relied on his own wisdom rather than what God had told them to do. And he led his own life as well as the whole nation after him. All the kings after him were bad. They led the people into idolatry and into things that sinful practices, the way they treated each other. Now, keep watching because in a little bit here we've got the word of the week, which remember, the word of the week, if you come and tell me in the next week, you get a 1 point, just 1 point for the Trail Stop Store, but it's such an easy way to get it. And we've got some good stuff. Soon we should have some new t-shirts in there as well, and so you want to look for those. Now, imagine that I wanted to make a recipe, I want to bake a cake, or what if I needed to fix something on my car? Well, I'm not the best cook, and I'm also not the best mechanic. Now, let's say I got an iPad here, or got a computer up, and I wanted to get some instructions about how to bake the cake. Well, let's say that the cake says I need to use sugar, but I see some salt there in the kitchen. It looks the same. So I put some salt in my cake, and then it says to put this much butter. Well, I decided I want a lot more butter. And let's say I don't like eggs. It says to put eggs, but I don't really like eggs, and so I don't put any eggs. Well, I can mix all those things together, but what's going to come out in the end? Is it going to be a good cake you want to eat? Well, in case you don't know, no, that's going to be yuck. You're not going to want to eat that, and it may not hold together very well. Well, if I go out there with my car and I see, okay, you need to take this part off, okay, do this, okay, oh, don't put this hose on this one spot. Well, let's say I go out there and my air conditioner has been leaking a little bit. I'm gonna hook this can up and put some more stuff in there to help it blow cold air. Well, it says don't put it on this one end. Well, let's say I say, you know what? It's closer, I can reach it better. And so I take off the little cap and I stick that thing on there. It could blow up in my face. But if I just rely on my own wisdom rather than following the instructions from people who knew, like the recipe or the instructions for the car, I'm going to run into trouble, maybe kind of minor trouble or really big trouble. Well, what Jeroboam, the king, did, he got himself and the nation into big trouble because they ran away from what God said. See, we need to pay attention to the instructions in His Word. Now, the Bible's not just a big list of instructions, but it is to show us how to live in a way that pleases God, in a way that will bless us, it will bless the people around us, it will lead to peace and to a good life in general. But if we ignore that, we're running away from the one who knows everything and who knows what's good, who made us. And so we're going to run into problems. But see, that's why Jesus came to fix us, to die for our sin, but also then to show us back, to get us back on track. And so it's important that we listen to what God says for our lives and not rely on our own wisdom. Now, those are some things for you to talk about as a family, to warn each other with that, but also to encourage each other that God's grace comes after us when we're in foolishness and we're ignoring what He says. He says, no, come back, come back. So talk about that and encourage each other with those truths. And I hope to see you guys soon. And don't forget, the word of the week for this week is... All right, guys, take care. Look forward to seeing you.